All right, let's talk about one of the most frustrating things in life: discipline. You know, that constant battle to be better, to stick to the plan, and why so often it feels like you're losing? Well, what if I told you it's not actually your fault?
You know that feeling, right? When you beat yourself up for putting something off, or you just hate yourself for not following through. Choosing the couch over the gym, scrolling on your phone instead of working, that little voice of failure. It's a horrible feeling, but here's the thing. It's not a personal flaw. It's a direct result of a huge misunderstanding about how our brains are actually wired.
So here's the big lie we've all been told, that a lack of discipline is some kind of moral failing, a weakness in your character. But the science tells a totally different story. The truth is, trying to force discipline is like trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. You're fighting millions of years of evolution. You're not weak, you've just been set up to fail in an unwinnable war.
To really get why this war is so tough, we gotta pop the hood and look at the wiring. Think of it this way. We're all walking around with the brain of a hunter-gatherer, but we're trying to make it work in a world of supercomputers and endless distractions. Our software is ancient.
I mean, really think about it. For almost all of human history, life was about three things: find food, don't get eaten, and save as much energy as you possibly can. That's it. Your brain wasn't built to care about your 5-year plan or your retirement account. It was built to care about right now. It wants quick rewards and it wants to avoid risk. And guess what? That ancient software is still running the show today.
And this all boils down to a super important concept called cognitive ease. It's this simple: automatic rule your brain follows without you even knowing it. Always, always choose the path of least resistance. It's not a logical choice. It's an energy-saving instinct that kicks in before you even have a chance to think about it.
And that is cognitive ease in action, right there. Why does the couch win over the gym? Because it's easy. Why does TikTok beat your thesis? Because it's an instant hit of feel-good chemicals with zero effort. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's just doing what it was designed to do: be brutally efficient with its energy. So let's just get this straight once and for all. When you struggle with discipline, it is not a willpower problem. It's a design conflict. It's your ancient, survival-focused brain clashing with the demands of the modern world. You've been trying to solve a hardware problem with motivational quotes, and it just doesn't work that way.
Okay, so if the problem is a bad design, then the solution has to be a better design. Instead of trying to force ourselves to change with brute force, we need to get smarter. We need to become the architects of our own behavior.
This quote from James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits, is an absolute game changer. It basically says that the most disciplined people you know aren't necessarily stronger or more motivated than you are. Nope. They've just figured out this one incredible secret: your environment is way, way more powerful than your willpower.
And the way this works is through something called choice architecture. It's a fancy term for a simple idea. Your choices are basically set up for you by your surroundings. The things you do every day are the things that are closest, easiest, and most obvious, whether you intend to do them or not.
Check out this classic study. It's so simple but so powerful. In a cafeteria, researchers just moved the water bottles to be more visible and easier to grab than the sodas. That's it. No lectures, no posters, no motivational speeches. And what happened? Water sales shot up and soda sales dropped. They didn't change people's minds. They just changed the environment to make the healthy choice the easy choice.
And that's the real takeaway here. Discipline isn't some magical virtue you're born with. It's a skill. It's the skill of rigging the game in your favor, of setting up your world so that doing the right thing is the path of least resistance. So how do we actually do that? How do we become these behavioral engineers? Okay, let's get into the practical, nuts and bolts guide to hacking your own mind.
The first tool in our toolkit is awesome. It's called habit stacking. See, starting a new habit from scratch takes a ton of energy. So instead, you just bolt the new habit onto something you already do on autopilot. It's like adding a new exit ramp to a highway that's already built in your brain. The formula is so simple. After I do my current habit, I will do my new habit. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write one sentence in my journal. The secret here is to make it ridiculously small at first, like under 2 minutes, and do it right away. This totally removes the friction of getting started.
Now, this all fits into a bigger, brilliant framework, also from James Clear, called the 4 Laws of Behavior Change. To build a good habit that actually sticks, you have to engineer it. You need to make the cue obvious, the craving attractive, the action itself easy, and the reward satisfying.
Let's see how this works with something like studying. Okay, the poorly designed version, which, let's be honest, is how most of us do it, is just guaranteed to fail. Your books are buried somewhere, your desk is a mess, you're telling yourself you have to study for a full hour. Now look at the well-designed version. Your materials are already out on your desk, making it obvious. You pair it with some good music to make it attractive. You only commit to 5 minutes, making it super easy. And you mark an X on a calendar when you're done, making it satisfying. See the difference? It's not about willpower. It's all about the design.
Seriously, let this idea sink in, because it is so freeing. When you procrastinate, it's not your brain telling you that you're lazy or broken. It's your brain giving you feedback. It's telling you that the task, as it's currently set up, isn't obvious, attractive, easy, or satisfying enough. Procrastination is a signal to redesign your system, not to beat yourself up.
But even with the absolute best systems in place, there's one final level we have to unlock for this change to really become permanent. And it has everything to do with who you believe you are.
You hear this all the time, right? Fall in love with the journey. You have to love the process. And that sounds really nice, but for most people, most of the time, it's just not true. The most disciplined people on the planet don't wake up every single day bursting with excitement to do the hard thing. They don't always love it.
The truth is so much more practical and honestly more liberating. You don't have to love it. You just have to build a system that makes it inevitable. If your running clothes are sitting right by your bed and your alarm is on the other side of the room and your friend is waiting outside, you're probably going to go for that run. Not because you're feeling passionate, but because not running has now become the harder choice.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Our futures aren't determined by our big, lofty goals. They are determined by our daily systems. Because when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you're unmotivated, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back to whatever's easiest. Your system is your safety net. And this, right here, is the final piece of the puzzle. The real goal. See, the most powerful, lasting change isn't about what you do. It's about who you believe you are. Every single tiny action you take is like casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. Meditate for just 2 minutes, that's a vote for being a mindful person. Write one single sentence, that's a vote for being a writer. Over time, these tiny votes add up and they literally change how you see yourself.
So let's stop asking, how can I be more disciplined? That's the wrong question. The real question is, who do I want to become? And then, based on that answer, what is the one tiny, well-designed habit you can start today to cast the very first vote for that new you?